There we go, the most disturbing movies. Humans are sick. And if I get 1,000 likes, I'll do it again.
And if I get 1,000 likes, I'll do it again.
And if I get 1,000 likes, I'll do it again. And if I get 1,000 likes, I'll do it again.
Thank y'all, I guess. So apparently y'all like the video where I watch disturbing movies around my school. So today, I'll be watching disturbing movies in an even better place. In public. The challenge remains the same. First, I have to find a vile, disturbing movie from online or my comment section. Then, I have to watch it in public, where anyone could see what I'm watching. And third, I have to explain it and give you all a rating based on how disturbing I thought it was. I watched 3 movies, each of them increasing on the disturbing rating scale, ending off with a movie so vile that it is banned in multiple countries due to its extreme scenes. This challenge will be a 3-video series because I want you all to properly digest and let each of these movies marinate within the depths of your subconscious mind, so it's more enjoyable. So stay tuned and grab your popcorn and peanuts as we watch our first movie, Tusk. So first I took a shorter bus to a bus station where I could embark on a 2-hour and 30-minute bus ride to Boston Logan Airport, giving me enough time to watch Tusk and enjoy the beautiful views of New England along the way. Before that bus ride, of course, I had to get snacks to physically prepare for the journey. After getting on the bus and finding a seat that obstructed my view from others, I tried the movie display and it turns out it was not touchscreen.
You are a bad boy.
The seat had good amount of legroom, but no iPad stand, so I had to watch this movie on my lap. So I don't know if that was better or worse. But enough stalling around. Now it's time to review our movie, Tusk. Starting off, we get introduced to our main character Wallace and his friend Teddy, and it turns out that they run a podcast. They are talking about this dude who got his leg cut off or something, and they laugh and commentate on how stupid this fellow is. After ending the podcast, we find out that the name of this podcast is called the Nazi Party. Listen, the Nazi Party.
Oh, okay.
And apparently their entire premise is to explain events and experiences without the other person seeing it, therefore resulting in the name Nazi.
Bruh.
Come on, out of all the possible names, unknown, lack of vision, optically restricted, and y'all decided to use the name Nazi. Yeah, y'all two dumbbells deserve whatever's coming for y'all. Wallace decides to go to Canada to interview the dude that they were laughing at during the podcast, and after a very weird interaction with the Canadian border agent,
you see that in America, you may be red, white, and blue, but in Canada, you're red, white, but never blue, eh? Ever.
Gotcha.
he goes to visit the kid and he finds out that he's dead. Look, I know this isn't the time to be joking, but this is really the entire funeral? Look, I ain't asking for a whole body setup like some of these African funerals, but at least have a casket or a larger piece of memorabilia to honor my boy's name. They really said, let's just grab a picture and place it on his wheelchair and roll him around for one last joyride. Wallace is like, dang, rest in peace, but I need some content. He goes to a bar to try to find some interesting people, and he finds this flyer from an old man offering free food, free drinks, and free housing if you listen to his stories and do his chores. And I actually found a similar poster down an abandoned alley next to Diddy's hotel room. Like, brother, you are seeing a sign for free housing in 2016. Do you want to turn into a human blanket? Wally, yeah, I'm gonna start calling him Wally now, no disrespect to the GOAT Wally E himself, but Wally goes to a mansion and it seems like it's already interesting. This old man has statues, figures, and all types of collected items throughout his residence. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if this man had a human carcass in his basement. Wally meets the old man Howard, and Wally's like, man, I ain't never had no tea like this, Unc. Howard's like, yeah, man, this my special liquid creation, etc., etc. And apparently this guy Howard met Ernest Hemingway, the Ernest Hemingway author guy, the one we all use Spark Notes and ChatGPT to do his readings on, who apparently was part of the World Wars. And as Wally starts peeking at Howard's artifacts, he sees this weird thing near the wall, and he asks Howard about it. Howard is like, oh, this is a walrus dick. Technically the bone inside of a walrus dick or something, but hey, if it's being used for procreation, that is a genital, bone or not. Howard talks about how he had this good friend that was a walrus called Mr. Tusk, And this apparently is a test on Wally's character to see if Wally is self-centered and arrogant. But Howard starts talking about his love for the beautiful walrus, and I'm like, bro, chill. I'm cool with you having animal friends and stuff like that, but calling a creature like this beautiful and professing your love like that is way too much, brother. Now I just gotta ask, what do you be using that walrus dick for, Brody? As Wally continues to drink his tea, he's like, oh man, this tea really got a kick in it, man. Where you get it from, Gibraltar? Howard is like, nah, bruh. This that Lipton from Goodwill. I add a little something special inside. Hey! Wally's like, why we buying tea from Goodwill? Nah. And then he passes out. We then see a prelude to Wally's trip when he and his girl are cracking each other. Yeah, this is when I had to start looking around to make sure people ain't see what I was watching. And his girl is like, please don't go to Canada. I need you. And he's like, oh, I gotta work, babe. You know, this podcast stuff. You know, I gotta make money for our family. And she's like, I miss the old you. This new Wally isn't the same. And then they just go ahead and crack. And that boy starts getting brains so good that he moves into the present day. He's on the wheelchair talking like, what just happened? And he just realizes that he can't feel his legs and one of his legs has been taken away.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Holy shit!
Yo, chill, bro. I know you ain't got no legs, but AI gonna fix that soon. Howard starts talking, and he says a spider came and bit him. Look, bruh, I know you a little bit older, but what type of spider does this type of dookie nut to your leg? At this point, it's obvious that Howard has malicious intentions with Wally, but nothing has been completely clear yet. My theory at this time was that Howard was planning on turning Wally into a creature in order to use him and then rekindle that friendship he was talking about, if you know what I'm saying. That's when I knew I had to take a view break and look at some grass. Not touch grass, look at grass. But back to the movie. Wally wants to get out the chair and the old man is just like, you're funny. And it turns out that Howard is creating a suit for Wally to get in. And instead of my previous theory of them cracking, it just turns out that Howard wants Wally to LARP to the max. But give this guy Wally a VR headset and put him in VR chat for 30 minutes and that boy can live out all the fantasies he would like. Howard starts giving Wally rules and they just start screaming out of fear and pleasure. We cut to his girl talking in front of the camera, and we find out that she knows that Wally is cheating on her. And Wally apparently likes to talk to his friend about it, and his friend is like, why though, are we serious? His girl is talking to some other guy, and we don't know who it is yet, so we know she's just cheating on someone else too. Wally is once again trapped, and he tries to call his girlfriend, and he sends a voicemail that he is in desperate need of help. But hey, with all this cheating you doing, she might just leave you to get turned into Mr. Tusk. We go back to his girlfriend Allison, and it turns out that Allison is cheating on Wally with Wally's best friend Teddy. What? Man, I thought this was about to be a horror movie, but it's starting to look like the next season of Love Island. But these dudes actually make the contestants look like angels. Howard finds Wally trying to call his girl and knocks him out. His girl realizes that Wally has left a strange voicemail, and her along with Teddy, after cheating with each other, go off and seek help. Howard continues on his goal of turning Wally into a walrus, and he cuts Wally's other leg off like a Lego character. Howard creates this suit from another walrus he found in order to sew it onto Wally. And when this vile, unforgiving, and utterly disturbing process is over, we see his transformation. And the noises that Wally starts making are one of the worst parts.
Oh, I missed you, Mr. Tusk.
Shut the fuck.
To distract myself from all of that nonsense, I decided to open up my bag of popcorners to ease my mind. Ha, popcorners. They're bound to heal you from any source of emotional torment you undergo. These are my favorite prescribed antidepressants. Allie and Teddy go asking for the police, but they're no help, so they find this detective and they immediately know they're cooked. The detective talks about how he found the man Howard himself, but it's a very random scene. And we find out that Howard's actual name is Bartholomew, but I like Howard, so I'm gonna keep it at that. We go back to these two, and Howard starts singing a lullaby to Wally. Then Howard is like, Wally, are you hungry? Are you hungry? Aww. Here's some of that fish for you, big dog. God. And at this point, Wally has become so ingrained into the costume that he actually starts acting like a walrus, and he devours that fish. He learns to swim in the suit, and they have this little swim day in this dude's basement. Like, actually, this man has a water park in his basement. And Wally swims down on his own, finding a carcass in the water of a man who underwent a similar procedure. It turns out that this man Howard has turned multiple other people into walruses, and who knows how many other people have been walrusified, Wallyified, whatever. Howard starts speaking about the backstory of him and his old friend Mr. Tusk again. And it turns out that the two were trapped on the island and Howard needed something to eat desperately. So he looked at Mr. Tusk and he was like, man, I gotta leave with something. And he ends up devouring Mr. Tusk himself. And as soon as he finished that last bite, ships came to save him, so he realized he didn't have to do that anyways. The walrification continues, but the detective says Howard doesn't really have freaky relations with his subjects. But based on this scream,
This time,
Howard had to have violated him in some way. Man, thankfully the movie was getting to its end and I was getting closer and closer to my destination as time went by. But someone tell me why this man got his whole leg up the seat like that. Bruh. Like, bro, I know you need a stretch, but put those dogs away, fam, before I get a spider to come and bite them off you. Get it? Because that's what Howard said happened to Wally, but it just turns out that Howard just cut his leg off. I'm just gonna continue the movie. Teddy, Allison, and the detective get closer to finding Howard and Wally, and they eventually stumble upon Howard's secret lair. And as the allies break in, everyone just starts fighting, and Wally finally gets his revenge by fighting off Howard and eventually killing that brother Howard. Teddy, Allison, and the detective look at the creature and they're like, boy, no way, boy. Boy, no way, boy. Boy, no way, boy. At this point, Wallace the Walrus is clearly not a human anymore. His body has been turned into a massive glob of blubber, and he can't even talk or think straight like a human being anymore. The detective pulls out his gun, and his friend is like, yeah, bro, no more two-mans for us. And they end the life of our brother Wally. Psych! They actually just end up putting Wally in a zoo, treating him and feeding him like an actual animal. His girl and Teddy visit occasionally, but he is not human and he is not in the right state of mind. And the best part of all this is that he still has his big gulp 7-Eleven cup. Why didn't they just pull the trigger? Like, death is better than this, fam. If I ever get turned into a creature that looks remotely like this, make sure my remains get incinerated and dumped into the Atlantic Ocean so that no one will ever have to witness me being chopped. I mean, like, I'm already chopped, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be this chopped now. I can't be this. Watching this movie was insane, but watching this one on the bus in public transportation was crazier. Now, as said previously, this video is part 1 of the trio. And in the next video, I'll be going to the airport to watch this cool little indie film about one of Europe's finest countries called A Serbian Film. Look out for that video, and yes, I will be watching this in the airport. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one if I'm still functioning as a human being. Have a great one. Peace.